Well guys, I'm sitting on the toilet, but don't worry, my pants are up because we are going to be working on this sink today. We had bought this Vanity when we did this bathroom renovation and we like it. It's a nice deep blue, it matches the bathroom well. I like the size, but what we don't like is this top. Now we have a couple problems here that I don't like. One of them is the sink is a undermount sink, right? So this is very thick right here, very wide. That makes it hard for our son, especially because he's so little, to use the sink properly, especially brushing teeth, all this stuff. You have to lean over so far. The other thing is the faucet is set so far back. There's such a big gap here that when you're washing your hands, you see what it's doing? Water is dumping all over the back of the counter. You almost cannot use the sink without making a mess, and that's why it's all discolored back here and wet, and it has just water pooling. It's a terrible design. So I don't like the faucet, I don't like the top, I don't like the sink, I don't like anything about this. But no, I didn't want to replace the whole Vanity because it's very expensive, and we like the Vanity. We have it all set up the way we want. So I set out to see if I could find a top that would fit this Vanity. So this is a 24-inch Vanity, but it's a little bit odd because a lot of 24-inch Vanities require a 25-inch top, but this top is 24 inches. So I had trouble finding that. It's a custom size by 22 inches. That's pretty standard. If you're going to replace your Vanity top, make sure you measure the depth because they come in like 18 inches, 22 inches, different depths, and that's something you might not think about. So got the width, got the depth. I think I found a sink that's going to fit. So let's pull this off. We're going to replace the faucet, the drain, everything, and have a brand new sink in here. I hope it's going to work out. Let's get this drain unhooked. Okay. Okay, water is unhooked, drain is unhooked. Now this is actually going to be the hardest part of the whole job because since this was a pre-made unit that we bought, this sink top is glued onto the sink. And it feels like silicone. I don't know if it's glue or silicone, but that's going to be annoying all the way around.
Oscillating?
We have to cut it out. Yeah, I have it in the entryway. We're going to oscillate it, put the blade in there, try not to damage the cabinet, see if we can disconnect this top from the base. I really want to save this base. This is proving to be rather difficult and messy. I cleared out this one corner. I'm having trouble getting the oscillating tool in deep enough. I want to see if I can... I just want to see what happens if I try to spread it. Well, it doesn't even go in. Let me try a different attachment for my tool here. Probably won't make much difference, but I'll try my scraper attachment. Wow, if I could just get in there a little deeper, if this was a little longer, I could totally do it. Oh, ruining the wall, ruining the wall. Trying to remove the silicone around this backsplash. It's only glued on. I might take this faucet off and get it out of my way. Oh, broke it. Gross. A little bit of wood damage. I don't think this is even attached. I didn't realize this wasn't attached to the back wall. It was just the glue. So now I can get around it in more spots. That'll be handy. It was about to break free. Oh. And it broke. That even broke the wood right here. Looks like it took some wood with it. You win some, you lose some. I think that's a win because, well, we got it off. So I'm gonna try to clean up the rest of the glue that's on here now. It's coming together. The wall is ruined. And we have some nicks around the edges that I think you'll see. So we're gonna try to touch these up. This is coming out good. We got those nicks touched up, barely noticeable. That's gonna look a lot better. I just took the knobs off because these knobs got loose. They spun around, they scratched the paint all up, put a big gouge in the cabinet. So let's get these touched up as well. Maybe we'll get some new knobs, something a little different. I don't know. That'll be fun. Yeah, let's get some new knobs. And a couple of nicks on the door that we can touch up. I have to clean it. We have a lot of that silicone is all over it, little specks of it from when I was cutting it off. But it's coming out good. You guys can see. You don't see all those little nicks along the edge anymore. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not pleased with what I did to the wall. This is looking horrible. And I don't know how much of it's going to be covered by the new sink. It does have a backsplash, but it's probably not going to come up this far. So I'm going to have to repair this a little bit because I can't handle looking at that. It's not going to look perfect. I'm not going to be able to get rid of the dents I made, but we can make it look better, I think. Another little update. Well, I decided I'm going to go ahead and screw the cabinet to the wall this time. There we go. Solid. Did we test fit the top? Here is the new sink top that I got. I hope it's gonna work. I like it a lot better already. Has a built-in backsplash. It's gonna keep the water in. I'm telling you guys that if that bathroom was drywall, we would have seen mold behind the backsplash because it was definitely leaking. And I don't know. Let's go see if it fits on there. Does is just test fit. Let's see how it's going to sit on here. I'm going to glue this piece of wood back in here that popped off earlier. Okay, let that dry. Well, we're back. Glue's dry, I believe. This is turning into a much harder and longer job than I ever expected. I thought it'd be just swap out the sink top. Did you guys think that? Now, I'm going to set the sink on here. I'm going to try to put a little bit of silicone on here just to help glue it down. Hopefully the silicone is still good.
No, we're leaving right now.
So how's that look?
Awesome.
Leave it like that. Let's let that dry. Alright, we've made progress on the sink. I've let that silicone dry for a little while, so the sink is pretty firm. I don't want to start yanking on it, but it's firm enough that we can move on to the next step, installing the faucet. I picked up this basic old school style faucet. I thought it'd be suiting for this bathroom. I also did silicone the backsplash, just so you know, so that's done. Let's get this installed. I also got a new grid strainer drain for this. I'm not a fan of those pop-up drains. So let me get this installed. Okay. Well, there it is. Sink installed, new drain, new faucet, and let's do one more thing. We stopped by the store and we picked up some new knobs for this, and I think these are going to have a nice vintage flair, and it's going to go well with this bathroom. So there's the new knob set, for better or worse. It's done. We'll try those out and see how we like them. These studs stick out quite far. These aren't the typical knobs, but if we like them, I can cut those off. There's only one problem. We would be done. Normally this would be done. I have a huge mess to clean up, but there's one problem remaining that I did not anticipate. Do you guys see the problem? The bowl of this sink apparently is higher than the bowl of the other sink, and so the drain does not fit. It is literally like touching the tailpiece and the trap are like touching, but there's not enough to go into each other to connect. So frustrating. We're that close to getting this hooked up. Everything works. I don't see any leaks, but I can't hook up the drain. So normally we would just buy a tailpiece extension. There's like a little piece that you can put in there to join those two, but I don't think we have time to run to the store tonight. Okay, I have good news, I think. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I was just digging around at my plumbing parts, and I did not find a tailpiece extension, but I did find a trap kit. So this is part of the kit, you know, goes like that, P-trap. Well, my thought is, if I can cut it right here, just cut it right at the trap, this is pretty straight, I might be able to turn this into an extension and just use that part to extend it down what I need. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I already have it. Let me chop that off right there. That's not cutting straight. Hold on. Okay, never do that again. Okay, we got it. Still have all my fingers. Let's try it out. And empty the water out of that. I'm going to go down as far as I can. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now it doesn't fit. Yeah. There we go. I think I can get it. It's so close to going. Come on, I don't want to pop the sink off the silicone here. Ah, there it is. Okay, let's disconnect this part. Get this in. It's tight. Tighten this one up. Usually hand tight is good enough on this stuff. Okay, did we do it? I mean, it's not pretty, but it's connected. Works. Well guys, that was a long day. You ever do these projects where you think it's going to be a quick, easy project and it turns into an all-day hassle? Had to keep looking for stuff all over the place. Plumber's putty was at the mobile home. Had to run to the store. It was just one of those days, and then we still had to improvise to make things work at the end. But it looks like it's going to work. Look at this. Barely notice any damage. I did clear coat that, just so you know. This has a clear finish on it. Silicone. This is a nice sink. The question is, does it solve the problems that we were worried about? Yes, it does. When you wash your hands, the water mostly stays in the sink. Any water that goes here, you can see it's contained in that ring. It goes back in. See, before, with a flat counter, any water that got on the counter just spills everywhere. Spills off the sides, and it's just a mess. I wanted a sink that would contain the water, and this does it. And the bowl is a little bit closer to the front. Not much, maybe an inch. But again, that ring and lip, It's going to make a difference in keeping this bathroom clean. And it just looks better. I'm happy with everything. Even the faucet looks better. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the knobs. I'm not sure they go. They're cute, but maybe a little out of place here. Might have to keep looking for some better knobs. Maybe something less bubbly. You know what I mean? So I guess I'll end where I started, sitting on the toilet with you guys, admiring the sink. But now it's a little nicer. I'm glad that we were able to salvage this cabinet. Saved a lot of money. This top was only like $100 or so. This, found on eBay for about $36. The drain, like $25. Guys, check eBay. I always check eBay for my faucets. I find the one I want, and then I search for the part number on eBay, because you'd be surprised how many people sell, you know, open box faucets that are still good. We pretty much always buy our bath hardware, drains, faucets on eBay. So instead of paying $50 for it, we pay $30. Whew. So I'm glad that's done. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.